Shut
good
the
thought.
fuck up.
Oh, sorry, Dad. I mean...
Hello and welcome to the Chelsea Echo. My name is Mooch. I'm joined by Nico and, of course, Louis Beneventi. Beneventi?
No one can say my name. It's brilliant. Every single
Louis.
time, it's always, you go on the show, it's like, I'm joined by Lewis. No, you're not. You're joined by Louis.
Lois.
Lois is another one I've got. Shaniqua. Gary. I don't know.
Louis.
Stick with that, yeah.
Yeah, how have you been, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad. Just finally finished moving in, pretty much.
Yeah, and you had a bit of a lockdown scare, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, no, genuinely. So my friend, he had a cold, but he got sent back by his work because it was symptoms of the global blast.
Yeah,
Keith or Kenneth? No, Keith's Kepper. But yeah, it's
Global
it was an interesting week. Well, 2 week because he got testing, we're fine. But the worst part was we had to drive all the way to Lewisham to get a test.
And Lewisham is...
And Lewisham was gridlocked.
Yeah.
It was, we got 2 minutes away from the test and we couldn't move. So we finally got to the test centre like 3 hours after our appointment because it was like a whole 3 hours behind for everybody. And they said, yeah, go home and get another one.
I've got a feeling that this may be the last time we do this podcast face to face for a while.
Really?
Yeah. Because I don't like
reckon
you. No, I think we might be going back down into another lockdown.
Certainly seems that way.
Yeah.
It's because we're living in London as well. Like I think it's like
Well, the north is already a lockdown, isn't it? They've just locked down the north, so
I think
so it's not because we're living in London. Is it?
no, but you know, it's like
Because we're living in crazy times.
Genuinely, because when I went back home for the first lockdown, the R rate in Kent is like 0.2. It was nothing. So everything was like pretty much normal. But it's like because I think London's going up and up and up and up. So it's like I've moved out and then I'm gonna be stuck in a house with someone called Eden.
And a house you don't like.
I mean, no, I do like the house. It's all
No, the
right.
house is nice, but I'm not there.
Yeah, that's true. There is that. Nico's
Am I
not there.
interrupting a bromance?
You are. Nico's fiance.
Talking about tickling the bell.
Tickling? Oh yeah, don't forget to tickle the bell.
I mean, Nico's fiance doesn't like me, and there's nothing to do with
What?
tickling
Hang on.
bells. No, wait, no, she doesn't. No, she likes me. She doesn't like the fact that me and Nico have a bromance. We went to get coffee at Noxie in the Burlington Arcade.
she was
and
not
she was not
pleased with
happy
that.
because I was the first person to go with him, and it's the best coffee in London.
It really is.
What's Noxie?
Noxie Bros.
Noxie Bros.
Noxie Bros, yeah.
Where's this?
So it's in Burlington Arcade by Green Park. There's only one store, and it's their own brew. It's this group of 3 Aussie friends who have basically set up this really, really
Yeah, how much is a coffee?
It's not bad. It's like £3.
Starbucks
Okay.
prices. It's not
Less-
stupid.
less
Yeah,
than
it's
Starbucks.
not stupid. It's not trying.
So why
to...
is it so? It's not one of these ones that goats eat and it shat it out.
No.
No, there's these coffee beans that like they feed to goats and then they shit it out.
It's
and
not
apparently-
goats. It's an animal
No,
called the lemak, and it comes from Indonesia, and it's the most expensive coffee in the world.
It's a goat to me. It tastes like goat shit.
No, but genuinely, like for me, so
Lemon.
I have a very. I'm like a coffee nerd. Like it's my thing. So
I'm not.
Okay, so recently, put it this way, I bought my friend Chris from the Talk Norwich City podcast. I bought him a coffee machine as a present for his engagement and his birthday. That's how obsessed with coffee he was as well. And funny enough,
Espresso?
it was good. It was good. Onel Hernandez, a Norwich player, has drank out of the coffee machine that I bought him. I'm actually quite proud of that. It's like my
The
claim to
hallmark
fame.
of quality.
It is exactly. He's from Cuba, so I mean, yeah, you know. But I mean, put it this way. So
Do they
I
have good coffee? Cuba?
Cuba's
Cuba's supposed to have really good coffee.
I know
but I think-
Colombia.
Colombia does, Ecuador does,
Ethiopia.
Guatemala
Is
does.
it Ethiopia?
Ethiopia and Kenya both do.
Brazil.
Jamaica's got great coffee.
Really?
Yeah. But it's like, so like for me, in terms of growing up, I've been to like Bar Italia on Forest Street, Italy. That's like because I've grown up there. Like my cousin was the manager
You're
there. for a
Italian.
bit. And that's my hallmark. And I've not found a coffee that's come close.
Yeah.
And then I went to this place, and these guys just
Blew it out of the water.
They didn't blow them out the water because I
Bro,
still.
I'll be the
thanks for
first
drinks
to
for
say I'm no coffee snob. I wouldn't know the first thing about, oh, this is a great brew, or this isn't, I'm not one of those people you can feed a coffee to and it's like, oh, the body on that's quite something,
Yeah.
like, he is. But I drank this coffee and I was like, okay, no, that's quite something.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
quite
Well,
something.
I'll give it a go. What they're called again?
Noxie.
We'll go.
Noxie.
Let's have a threesome. I mean, let's go to the
Whoa.
together. What?
Whose bell are you going to tickle first?
Would you like to come in for a coffee?
Hey.
Okay, cool. Well, as much as we would love to do a coffee podcast, we're here to talk about Chelsea Football Club.
Chelsea Football Club.
And it's been a while. Did you guys do a podcast
We did.
for the Liverpool
We
one?
did, but unfortunately, it was my fault. The edit went a bit wrong. So it was done after the Barnsley game, so we couldn't really release it. So we can talk about the Liverpool game, and we'll talk about. Yeah, I'd rather not. I mean, we can kind of encapsulate that all.
Can we just do a podcast when we don't lose?
That would be quite nice. I think we won after Brighton, but we still weren't happy, weren't we? Because we got high standards.
In fairness, we've only lost one game, and it is against the champions.
Yeah.
We nearly lost 2.
We nearly lost 2. I mean,
was
it
horrendous.
Nearly, shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't.
Let's talk about West Brom.
Yes.
It was a frustrating evening. To be as cliched as possible, it was a game of 2 halves.
Literally.
And I don't think I was quite surprised to see us being 3-0 down in the first, was it 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah, I
Something
believe the
ridiculous.
WhatsApp message you sent was, what the
Fuck.
Just both sat there like, yeah, no. I technically, like, I saw that message from you and I put my phone down. I couldn't look at my phone because it was onslaught, just consistent, like, 3-0 down. But it's like to be honest, it's great we came back.
Yeah, I think it shows
massive character.
I think we've got to look to the positives, and I think I'm still positive. And I know we're going to talk about some of the toxic sort of the niche toxic element of the fan base, and it's kind of like the most toxic people online on Twitter. They're often the loudest, and they're often the most retweeted just because it's clickbaity stuff.
Yep.
But we've got to focus on the positives. In that 3-0 down, admittedly against West Brom, we dug in. We made some decisions. We made some changes, and we dominated the second half of that game.
Yes.
And we were kind of. I mean, if you just look at the sort of the match stats, we should have won that game.
We should have done, but I think another positive would be last season. I reckon that would have been a game we would have lost.
100%.
But still, like, it's great we fought back. I think that's fantastic. I didn't celebrate the result, though. Unlike Liverpool fans, who obviously liked, when they were criticising us, saying, you're celebrating drawing West Brom. Famously, the very first image of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool was them holding hands, going to the Kop and celebrating a 2-2 draw, ironically, with West Brom. So, I think that's obviously something
speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It does, but I mean, I'm sitting there looking at it.
We're not celebrating it. We're just celebrating.
We're celebrating
we're
a hard
acknowledging the comeback.
I'm not even celebrating that. I looked at it and I was there, a bit like, cool, fantastic. Shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. It's ridiculous that
Lampard
we
said it
shouldn't have been there.
perfectly. It's 2 points lost, realistically, and that's not a discredit to West Brom. We were, in some ways, our own worst enemy in that game. Far too lax on the ball at some points. I said this off camera before. It was really surprising seeing a defender of Thiago Silva's caliber making that sort of mistake, but commentators said it perfectly. At the end of the day, he's definitely not used to the speed of the Premier League yet. What should have been 1 touch and release was 3 touches and release. And, you jokingly said that it was a bit like a Gerrard slip. It wasn't, I think, that calamitous.
It hasn't cost us the title.
No.
Shots fired.
There is that.
Shots fired indeed. But it was very, very similar to that in the sense that it was just too much time on the ball. And football is a game of such fine margins at the end of the day. I don't care if you're one of the world elite managers, which hopefully Lampard will be one day, you cannot account for individual mistakes of that nature. They just sometimes happen.
I think also, was that the goal that we went 2-0 down with?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's conceding a goal in the first 5 minutes or first 4 minutes, whatever. Fine. Look, we lapse of concentration. Then that second goal,
individual error,
and then Alonso.
Was Alonso?
No, but it's those first 2 goals. Yes, I sit there. I go, do you know what? Alonso shouldn't have cushioned a header in his own half. You don't do that. Thiago Silva again, not up to the pace. We'll have to see if he actually can come through with the goods.
I think he can. I like the way that he responded to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he came out and said, it's frustrating that no matter how much hard work and effort you put on and off the pitch, mistakes like this happen and it costs you.
The third goal, though, again, is an example of set pieces and Chelsea being unable to defend them, and that's not something that's changed from last year. And yes, I know there's still a lot of time.
But last year was 4 weeks ago.
I know, but it's still in that space of time. We apparently brought in a defensive coach, especially for set pieces and stuff like that, and we are still conceding sloppy goals. And I'm just explaining how I feel because I know I have a tendency to maybe be a bit dramatic sometimes. It's something which I've been known for.
If you want to watch some of those dramatic videos, please.
Please don't. Please don't. I know exactly what you're saying. Please don't.
What
but
was
yeah.
it Fabregas and Ivanovic can do?
Oh no. We'll get on to stuff like that in a minute because I know that's actually a really big conversation that I want to have about all that sort of stuff. But I felt that it will come with time. We're still without a lot of key players. We're still without Hakim Ziyech. We're still without Ben Chilwell. Apparently he's fit for the Tottenham game, by the way.
That'd be great.
So we'll see him. Obviously,
Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, Christian Pulisic still unfit, but
Ziyech might be back. Did you just say that?
No, he's not available.
Chilwell will
be.
I heard Ziyech might be back.
Edward, did you? Or are you saying that just to...
I just saw on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Ziyech is training again. Maybe that's it.
Okay. I think Edward Mendy might be in contention to start as well. But look,
and is it going to be a weekend Tottenham team? Did you see Mourinho going, I wish I could compete for the Carabao Cup? Or is this a Mourinho mind game?
It's Mourinho being Mourinho. I don't take any... it's not gospel. You know exactly what he's doing there. He's going to say, I've got a weekend team and put Harry Kane on in the 50th minute.
Yeah, no, but they are playing 3 games in like 3 days or something. They've got 2 midweek games.
Who we got next week? I really should know that, shouldn't I? That's really bad that I don't know that. I think we're in the same position though. So I don't know.
We play... They play... when are we playing? Tuesday?
So we're playing tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Wednesday. No, yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, so we're playing Tuesday, and then we've played...
And then they play Thursday as well, I think.
So we've got Tuesday and Saturday. So we've got Crystal Palace after that as well, which one? Because I've been watching that with Benj. Kitman Benj. Obviously got his own podcast, Pod Offside. Check it out. I think...
Is he in your bubble?
He is. Benj, the Palace fan that was just, I kept quoting on Twitter at the weekend, who kept talking shit.
No.
He was sat next to me and he was saying, he's convinced that Erechebe Eze is a better player than Mason Mount, which he isn't.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Mount, no.
No.
I mean, no.
But yeah, I mean, Benj can fight for himself because he's going to be, making an appearance here at some point. But yeah, I think that obviously we're still learning, we're still adapting. This was the problem I cited when we spoke a few weeks back, though, which is we have so many options going forward. We have such imbalance in this squad at the minute. And people are saying, obviously, we need to sign... Declan Rice will change that. I mean, he could do, but I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to be done here still.
I don't think we're that far off it. I mean, I don't know what Tomori has to do to get a game.
He should have started. It should have been... I don't know where Zuma was. Must have been injured. But it should have been Tomori and Thiago Silva. Andreas Christensen must have Frank Lampard's sex tape. Honestly, he must have something, which means he keeps getting
I'm
going
to float an idea
so
here.
average.
I don't think Lampard's fully worked out the best formation for this team yet.
Yeah, well...
I really don't think
I think he's got several different formations that he wants to play.
The main thing he needs
game.
to figure out, which is actually where we've strengthened the most, is our front 3, or arguably even front 4 if you're talking 3 in the 10. He hasn't figured that out yet. I fucking maintain Havertz should not be playing on the right wing.
For me, the team should be...
was Havertz playing on the right wing against West Brom?
Yeah, then they moved him into the 10.
Okay.
So, but for me, right now, because Pulisic is unfit, I would go Giroud up front, because he can occupy defenders, which means it frees up Timo Werner on the left.
Yeah.
And then you have Hudson-Odoi, because, my God, he's been playing brilliantly over the past few games, in my opinion, on the right-hand side. And then you have Werner in the 10. Failing that... Havertz in the 10.
Yeah.
Werner's on the left.
I'm on board with. I think that's a good idea.
Even another adaptation, because, I mean, you can tell that Frank Lampard, he admires the way that Liverpool are playing football. You could see that in the way we were playing our football a bit last year.
Not to, really.
If you had Declan Rice, again, this is if, I'm not putting him in the team. So actually, ignore that point. I'm not going to say that. I was going to put Declan Rice here, but he's not playing for us yet. If you played an engine room in the middle and then you had Havertz playing as a false 9, almost similar to Firmino, and then you had Werner on the left-hand side and somebody else on the right, whoever it is, Ziyech when he's fit, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic. This is the problem. We have far too many options there. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I don't
know. It's a good problem to have.
But in terms of balancing a squad, that can cause issues.
No, I don't think it will. Look, we've got lots of games. We've got Champions League games. We've got Carabao Cup games. We've got FA Cup games. And they're going to get injured.
Yeah.
I like
Case in point, we've got injured players now.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi is coming back from an injury. Pulisic seems like you'll get maybe 2/3 of a season out of him. Ziyech clocked his knee against Brighton in pre-season. There's going to be little niggles, and also you want competition. I don't see a problem. We're going over the same stuff we talk about last time we did the pod. I don't think it's a problem. I think we've got an embarrassment of riches, but that's what you want to compete at the top.
Yep.
At the back, I feel we've got a lot of players, but not a lot of confidence. We've bought well. I think Chilwell will solve some problems. I think Mandy will solve some problems, and I think there will be a partnership formed between two of those centre backs. This season, Lampard has to have his strongest back four, which I think will be Reece,
James,
Chilwell, Thiago, and X.
Yeah.
With
Tomori.
probably Mandy.
Tomori, yeah.
Has to be Tomori.
It doesn't have to be Tomori.
It's
I'd
Tomori
actually
or
argue-
Zuma because he's been the
Zuma
most
because of the
consistent.
French language also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
but
benefit
I
Thiago.
think you can't just pick someone because they speak the same language as.
No, for sure, but it's a huge factor
Yeah.
when you've got a player of that ability and experience to have someone who can directly understand him, eliminate one of the barriers. And going back to the point you made about, I agree with you, Mooch, it's not a problem. There's that age-old saying, the rising tide raises all ships. At the end of the day, if you've got players competing for the same spot and they're in that tougher competition to get into the team, they are all going to be exceeding expectations in training, and it will be the best player that ends up on the pitch.
The problem with that is I feel that there is an accident waiting to happen there in terms of I feel that there could be clashes of egos. I feel like it's wait, hang on. It's not just the players, it's the man management. And obviously I think Lampard's proven last season in terms of implementing youth players into the squad. That's good for man management, and he's been proven to help them bed themselves in. The problem I feel we've got now is you've got world-class talent coming into the team who are going to be expecting to start, who are going to be signing a contract to try and thinking they'll have those places nailed down. Thiago Silva's not going to come here just to be like, I'm going to maybe look at rotation.
Yeah, but mate, what you're talking...
Look at his face when he came off.
That's fine. That's he deserved to, given the mistake he made. That's just something he's going to have to swallow. But the point you're making, this potential, scenario of having lots of egos because of having so much world-class talent in your team, you're literally talking about the status quo of every single major club in the world. Look at don't even look at other clubs.
Apart from United.
Apart from United, but don't even look at other clubs. Look at Chelsea, historically speaking. Look at us in the 2004 era onwards under Mourinho.
Also,
you could pick a starting 11, but Jesus, you had guys like Jeremy sitting on the bench. How fucking good was he? And he couldn't get a game. Having depth in your reserves and on your bench is not a bad thing.
I also think a lot of these players will be playing for their future.
Some will, for
coming
sure.
season.
Some will
I think
definitely.
Abraham, Tammy's basically playing for a new contract.
Yeah, I mean,
He's doing well.
Yes.
And I think also you have to look at this. I think I was about to say Gerrard. I think Lampard's
Yeah, of course.
he's playing this right. He's put Cho on blast. He's gone, right, cool, he's not training well enough.
Yeah.
He's put a lot of pressure on him, and then he's upped his game, and he's had a good performance.
Yeah.
He scored a vital goal.
Yep. And there's nothing there currently to
takes the
support what
pressure
you're
off.
saying. Like,
I know,
there's the potential for egos given the quality of player we have, but there's also the potential for absolute synergy amongst world-class players. There's at this present time, there's no evidence to support what you're saying.
I think I'm just worrying and doing what I always do, just kind of
Worry about the
preempting.
defence, bruv.
Yeah.
We don't need to
Real
worry
talk.
about the...
Yeah, okay. Defensively, we need to. If this Declan Rice signing goes through, I think that will help a lot. I thought we had a very good game against Wolves. So I mean, if this goes through, I'm saying if.
He had
we
a
don't
good game
know.
against Wolves. He had a bad game.
Yes.
Who were they playing the week before?
Newcastle, was it? Was it Newcastle the week
Maybe.
before? I feel
He had a shocker the week before and a great game this week, and everyone is like they're hot and cold on him. Look, I feel Lampard wants him. He's kind of the mold, the type of player that he wants. I'm all for it. Sign it. If it goes to shit, then it goes to shit.
Yeah. But we've been going through it already, haven't we? We spoke about that. But I mean, yeah, the West Brom game, difficult pill to swallow. Wasn't. None of us were happy.
At least we're not City losing 4-1 to 5-2 to Leicester.
I mean, did you see what Rodri said after the game? He literally started crying like a toddler.
Because they're playing 11 men or something.
Yeah,
the ball.
they're not playing football.
They're not allowing us to win.
They're not allowing us to win.
Why are they not playing the way that suits us? It's really annoying. They're pressing really it's really not on.
How do you feel
How
about...
am I supposed to play tiki-taka if I don't have time on the ball?
We're not being given any respect here to play the game that we're supposed to play according to Pep.
And this is to be fair, Pep hasn't really been backed financially by the board.
Hang on.
I forgot that we're all quite good at sarcasm, and I was about to go, what?
Once if we thought we had a problem with our defence,
Would you have signed Nathan Ake?
No.
We could have.
Would you have done?
No.
No, I think and I know it sounds terrible, but I want my centre back to be a fucking lump. This is why I love Edouard Mendy. He's a fucking beanpole. I want a goalkeeper who's
above 5 foot.
Exactly. Who's like even if they're 6'2", that's not enough. Courtois was great at 6. What was
6'4"?
6'4". No, was Courtois 6'4"? I thought he was like 6'7".
6'4", I think he was.
And this dude's 6'6" or something, isn't he?
6'7".
6'7". Oh, this guy's 6'7".
Yeah, I think.
Is he been poorly enough, Mooch?
Yes. This is what I want.
He'll fall over and catch the ball.
Fucking Mr. Stretch Armstrong, just grab it from fucking.
That is a deep cut, Stretch Armstrong. I like that.
The
kids out there, if you know, you know.
I don't, because I'm younger than both of these two combined.
It's a porno star. That's not.
He probably believes that too.
I mean, it would make sense
is.
if it is someone with it. We've got Johnny Sins as our third choice goalkeeper, so you know.
Yeah.
But for the kids out there, please don't look it up. I think the thing with Edouard Mendy, my favourite thing was the first picture that Chelsea took of him was him jumping and catching a ball in the air, and then people were just taking it and going, "Oh my God, we've got a guy who can actually claim crosses." But he looks good.
Well, when he jumps, he actually clears the ground higher than the attacker's head.
Yeah, I think
Just being real.
I just like the fact that Twitter all turned into experts.
Yeah.
And three of us just say when it first happened, went, no idea who this guy is, and then go, he's 6'6" and he's got big arms. That's basically everyone's takeaway.
Yeah.
Like and
that's what you want in a keeper.
But we say this every week.
I don't want a 4'3" Muggsy Bogues keeper.
Muggsy Bogues, I like that.
Can we
That's a deep
please,
one too.
I don't think our target audience will understand those references.
The Muggsy Bogues is like,
NBA star,
like a 5'2"
Chicago
basketball.
Bulls era Michael Jordan. He was a G. One of the
so
best dribblers of the ball ever.
It's just a defensive sort of nuisance.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched Last Dance yet, so I think
good.
people would know
it's
that.
good.
So I should probably give that a go.
So yeah, I mean, I want 6 foot plus defenders. I want 7 foot plus goalkeepers.
You want Peter Crouch up front?
Yeah.
With Jermaine, you want big man, little man partnership.
Yeah, did you see the Little Man boxing match?
What was that all about? Because it just blew up on my timeline out of nowhere.
So it's a celebrity boxing match between two celebrity dwarfs.
Little people.
Little Man. No, I think that's in America you can call them that, but here it's dwarfism.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even going to entertain this conversation. I'm going to stay quiet because I'm worried I'll say something stupid. Carry on.
Oh yeah, because over to you, Mooch, for some insight on this dwarf fight.
Mooch, you can run with this one.
Yeah, no, so there was a friend of mine, I think, is involved.
I hope not.
Yeah, no, like promoting it. So,
Right.
yeah, like a club owner mate of mine down in Brighton. So yeah, Wicked and Bad Entertainment brought to you a dwarf boxing match. When are we going to have YouTuber football boxing matches?
Oh. Talk to me.
Who do you reckon?
Talk to me.
Who do you reckon is going to be tasty in the ring?
Well,
I'm not going to say anything.
not to toot my own horn, but I have.
Oh yeah, you actually got a kick.
Anyone
Just
I don't
putting it
like,
out
I just say Nico there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nico!
I reckon the physio from Imperial Wharf might be quite handy.
Yeah.
I've heard Lou Beneventi can
If
be
it's
quite handy
boxing,
when
are you decent at boxing as well as kickboxing?
I'm all right at boxing.
Yeah.
My forte is obviously kickboxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can box.
It's in the family's blood with me,
Fair enough.
so I'd be tempted if the right person came along.
YouTube boxing.
I
I
think-
Let us know in the
I think-
comments. Who would you like to punch Louis?
I think people already know what's going through my head, so we'll We'll move swiftly on from YouTube
Okay,
boxing,
cool.
shall we?
Yeah, we've got a bit distracted here.
But yeah, no, I think the dwarf boxing was something which I found I feel bad because you could see that it was.
Are we still talking about the dwarf?
I want to
boxing?
talk about the dwarf boxing because
why you feel bad?
we're 20 minutes in and we're nearly like halfway through already, and I just want to talk about this because it was an interesting week. Like, I was on my timeline. I felt bad because it almost felt like it was just a publicity stunt, even though it was actually two athletes going against each other.
It's amateur boxing.
No, but it's still guys that worked really hard.
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bro, you can work
just,
really
just
hard
like KSI and
Logan Paul.
They're not athletes, they're YouTubers.
I mean,
Thank you.
I mean,
No.
Logan Paul was a college level in the US athlete.
Yeah, so, but like that is college level. Is he at college and is it college? No, he's a YouTuber. He's not an athlete.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
I mean, he's athletic,
Yep.
but he's not an athlete. He's not, a professional.
yeah, no, that's true. Fair enough.
Anyway,
we'll
it's
agree.
semantics. It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're right. Let's move on. So we've done
Back to football.
We've done West Brom. We've spoken about that. Liverpool kind of was shit, I think, but obviously we kind of addressed the fact that we're still learning and still moving forward.
I mean, we were shit. Kepa.
Yeah. He was dropped by Lampard after apparently he was like, Willie Caballero had a really good game midweek. That's why Kepa didn't start against West Brom.
And did you see Kepa on the sidelines?
Oh, when he was saying to Willie,
Oh, I would have done this. I'm like, sit down and shut
Do you
up.
think that's what he was saying?
Yes.
Yes. As soon as it went in, he was talking to Jorginho.
Yeah.
Who was
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah,
I'd
no,
run
I
the
saw
midfield
it.
like this. And then Kepa's going,
He was
"Oh,
going,
yeah,
when you do that, you
yes."
need to go down. Shut up.
I'm like, you can't even get down to say, but yeah, I think that was interesting.
Okay, well, look, I mean, are we all in agreement Kepa's done out here?
Yes, Lampard's not, though. He's actually made a very good point. You know, we're talking about man management with Callum Hudson-Odoi and putting him on blast. He's actually said
Kepa's training really well. He's working really hard.
He's PRing.
Yeah, basically saying no. He was asked if it's Kepa's last game for Chelsea. He played it. He said, no, I won't go into that point. It's been a hard time for him. Kepa's a young man and has a lot of spotlight, and it's very unfair on him, which is what we've been saying.
I think it's kind of true. I mean, he's not had a great, like...
There
he's
are
not-
times he's been scapegoated. There are times
Yeah.
it's been completely deserving.
100%. I mean, and the stats don't lie.
No, stats are facts.
He was one of the poorest goalkeepers in the Premier League last year.
Yeah.
And conversely, our defence was one of the poorest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of what I mean.
But
is that
I
you
think
can't make him
they're
the sole
also...
scapegoat.
I think they're also linked. It's not...
Of course they are.
I mean, there was talk of put it this way: the first season he was here, he kept a lot of clean sheets with the worst defence, and then apparently last season there was the reason he was so poor was apparently mentally he just wasn't there because he split up with his girlfriend like 7 years, and she was the only person who moved over with him, and he was like he mentally just
Can't even
couldn't
keep
cope.
that. Can't even catch it.
Christ.
Let that one slip through his hands too.
And I was just about to go out there, and I was literally just about to
such an
say,
arsehole.
I'm
I'm
sure there's
such
going to be some cunts who are going to take shots at him for that, and then you go and say that. Oh my days.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, mate. That's not nice.
That's very mean. I'm
Actually
going to
in
set
shock.
the dwarf boxes on you
Yeah.
for that one.
Oh, no, okay, let's not go in. Okay, you
Okay.
two are horrible. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so he's had some personal issues. I get that. And it's not nice, but he's also not been you know what? I think a lot of people would have a lot more sympathy and a lot more time for him if he hadn't acted like such a cock when Sarri tried to sub him off.
Yeah.
And like it just puts him in a different light, and it's kind of like from that point on, I was just like, do we want this guy?
I mean,
And I've backed him, and I'll support him.
I've never seen anything like that, in the 20 plus years I've been watching football. I've never seen, I mean, we've all seen some calamitous bloody goalkeeping, but I've never seen a player, least of all a goalkeeper, in a build-up to a penalty shootout when you have a penalty specialist on the bench and it's not a personal thing, it's clearly tactical.
Yeah.
And the guy's actually saying no. It's like, I mean, did not have any time for Sarri, but I felt bad for him there.
Careful.
What?
Don't say you don't have any time for Sarri. People are going to come after you if you say that.
Let them come. Come at me with your shit, yeah?
He's a kickboxer, so what are you gonna do? I don't have any time for sorry, but I don't have any time for you either. But enjoy my knee.
Did you not see earlier when you were on the phone? Oh, you're on the phone. He was literally using me as a training tool. He was.
That's great.
It's
Heavy bag.
You know what? Fuck you, Mooch. Fuck you. Fuck you with your receding hairline
and everything you stand for.
Fucking. Fuck you! I can't say. The worst thing is, I think I can't say anything because it's Mooch. Because I know it's.
Oh, we're just fucking around, bro.
It hurts my feelings.
Kepa's not anymore.
His wife was. Ooh. Right, let's talk about football instead.
Should we just go? I think. Speaking of
the echo and tangents,
let's go. Usual. I think speaking of like stuff being harsh, and you two especially at the minute. I actually want to show you a little clip.
Oh, bring this up. I know what's coming.
I was really hoping you pretend you didn't.
No. Because I'm dying to talk about this subhuman.
The clip.
Yeah, have you got it on
it's on Twitter.
Okay. Just send me the link. I'll download it and pop on here.
Yeah. So basically, if we go through here, like, where is it? That's not it. That's the Thunderbirds A Go theme. I was jamming out to Busted earlier. It was brilliant.
5.
We had Steps in here doing a.
What the? What was that?
I'll show you the clip in a bit. I think it's been taken down. You know, I can't see it.
You literally showed it to me a second ago.
It's gone. It's gone. They've removed the tweet.
Good.
Wow.
But you've got
okay, so I've got
evidence of what was there.
I've got the quotes. Okay, so I can't actually show it to you. The tweet's been removed.
I can put it up on a screen share on here.
So, yeah, let's grab it. Oh, Jamie, can you pull that up for me, please?
It's just on your Twitter, yeah?
It is indeed on my Twitter.
Engineer Mooch.
Hi, Jamie. Have you ever tried DMT? I sound more like Kermit the Frog than Joe Rogan, to be honest.
We've tried DMT over here.
Okay.
Have you tried DMT?
No.
Oh. Oh my God, interesting conversation.
Is it further down?
No, up. There, nope. That one, the tweet unavailable.
Okay, cool.
That one there. So.
This wasn't Louis saying this. This was a response to someone just before the comment section blows up.
So yeah. So basically, there was a YouTuber.
You can drop the name.
So,
Terry Flewers.
So the Football Terrace interviewed a fan who was obviously upset after the game, which is absolutely fine because I was as well.
His page been deleted.
Yeah, post been deleted. Man.
No, the Twitter page as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Shot.
Twitter/Terry Flewers.
I don't know if he's gone.
Well, hang on. Anyway.
So basically, the guy says, Lampard is incompetent. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He then proceeds to call Mason Mount a rent boy, despite apparently being a Chelsea fan, and saying that Lampard needs to be grabbed by the scruff of his throat because he doesn't understand anything tactically.
And I'm sure with his infinite insight and beautiful linguistic ability, he's going to be the one to teach Lampard what's what.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and slate someone for having an opinion.
No.
What I'm going to slate someone for is the fact that they're being given, and look, you made the point on the way we were talking about it on the way. He already has a platform, this guy, because
it's called a mobile phone.
Yeah, exactly. So he makes a point. Being given an extended platform and sharing it with blatant homophobia. Obviously, I'm not saying the Football Terrace is being homophobic. What I'm saying is...
No, but they've given the platform
to somebody who does that and then threatens physical violence to somebody just because they want them out of the club as a manager.
I think. Okay, I mean, grab him by the... I think what he meant was scruff of the neck, but he said throat.
Yeah, but...
So maybe it was a... Again, I don't know this guy or this other dude that you sort of showed me. I'm not a follower of all of that sort of side of Twitter, especially Chelsea toxic football Twitter.
Yeah.
Only follows me.
But I mean...
No, that's me. Go on.
It's one of those where I don't have a problem with it because I don't watch it. If you say that stuff, go on, fuck off. I don't care. But I see your point with why people are retweeting this is because, and it's kind of it's a cyclical thing. Yeah. People spout this shit that they might not even mean, or it might be more inflammatory than they actually want it to be, or feel, or actually care about. It gets retweeted, it gets shared because it's such an extreme point of view, which then fuels more attention to more horrid opinions.
Yeah.
And sort of, you know.
Yeah, look. I think I can't slate fan channels because it's where I came from. You know, that's where I started. That's where I, you know, developed what I'm doing now. But I think the best way to describe it, I feel, for me, is I've grown up. So I actually want to have a conversation with somebody. I get if someone's annoyed after a game. I completely understand.
I love how we're doing this after just being so horrible about Kappa.
Yeah, I know. Yes, no, I know.
I've got no leg to stand on.
No, but this is like, look. I as someone who has been part of that cyclical process, who had a video where he said 2 players should fuck off, which is, you know, hindsight, stupid, and that still is. And I'd hate that video whenever people pull it up. So, look, it's fucking you. I'm like, yeah, I know it is. I'm not like that at all, though, am I? Oh, no, you're actually quite all right.
Well,
I'm not like that. No,
Exhibit A.
no, I'm not. Shut up, you're both trying to get a rise
Starbucks is
out of
good
me.
coffee.
Anyway, Mooch. I think, but like, it's. I don't like. If people are in the position where they believe that Frank Lampard should not be the manager of the club, fine. That's your opinion.
And you may have the right to be wrong.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all good.
But if the way that they talk about it and the way they try to make their point is, as I'll literally scroll to the bottom of this and these tweets, because I blocked someone for saying it. Apparently, one of them's got quite good. According to somebody, I'm diluted.
Instead of deluded.
Yep, which is funny.
That's very good.
This guy
is diluted even spelt correctly?
Shut up, you fucking snowflake fat cunt. That was my favourite one.
Sorry about that.
But it's like, look, but if people can't actually hold a conversation, what's the point?
They can't.
It's like if someone says to me, I'm Lampard out, okay, cool. Explain it to me. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Let's have, like, what kind of we're doing now. You know, we'll host this podcast. We don't necessarily always agree on shit. You know, Zuma, for example, prime example of when we've not all agreed on something. Whatever.
No, it's prime example when you've been wrong.
There you go. I retain the right to say,
Snowflake.
Fuck you. No, the reality is that it's one thing having an opinion, even a very strong one. It's a whole other thing. First off, attacking a football player openly like that. I mean, verbally attacking, of course. And trying to use something like rent boy as a sort of slur. It's like, so you're calling him a homosexual who gives services out, and that's meant to be an insult. Yeah, 1990 called, and they want their insult back. You fucking plum.
I never really give a fuck about the term rent boy. It's like, who cares?
No, who cares? But the fact of the matter is that there's no place for it now. There you go. But there's no place for it now. That's one thing calling a player out. It's a whole other when you've had the decency to actually jump in and say, in short, there's no place for that nowadays. And then for them to turn around and go, I don't have a good answer, so I'm going to bring your weight into it. It's like, cool.
I still get some.
Cool.
I'm very happy right now. So it's like one of those where clearly somebody's...
Pringles?
No. I've realised, though, Pringles were not made for fat people. There's a reason why you have to, like...
Yeah, there is.
It's
kind of like there is a limit to how fat you can be while eating Pringles.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, anyway, more to the point. But it's like
actually, no, there isn't. You just go.
Unfortunately, I think we're actually talking about a topic which is almost a moot point here, because this is sadly something that permeates football. It's sadly something that's not going to go away. We can rant.
If anything, it's going to get bigger because people are just. It's kind of.
They've all got a platform now.
But then, who's that Indian dude that I love and you hate?
Angry Rant Man.
I don't hate him.
You don't hate him, but you're just like.
I think he's great.
I think.
What the fuck?
This
is bullshit.
He's brilliant.
Can you? Oh my God! Stop. No, right. Forget it. But yeah, no. It's like I think. I think I like him. I think he's a good guy. We spoke on several occasions. I just don't agree with how he.
Don't say rent boy.
Produces his conversation. We're never going to get we're never ever going to get a brand deal. It's never going to happen. This is arguably the lowest I've ever been. This is my new low. I'm sat next to two middle-aged men.
Who the fuck are you calling middle-aged?
Me and you.
Definitely not.
Well, just because he's going to live to 60 doesn't mean like
Yeah, stop projecting on me, motherfucker.
our middle age might be a bit longer than that.
Yeah.
No,
I've got another 10 years before I
it's
get
wrong,
to middle
I
age
think,
and
but
lower
it's-
life expectancy,
Hang on, it's wrong, but
motherfucker.
we're doing exactly the same and giving this attention
I know, and I
for likes, clicks, and views.
no, but
No, I don't. No. Stop. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
If you disagree with this, let us know in the comments below.
I'm going to let you know right now.
I'm not giving it a platform for the sake of saying, oh, let's talk about it because we want views and clicks and this. I'm talking about it because I'm fucking sick of it. Like this, it's the precise reason I left where I was, because I was sick to the back teeth. People would come and be angry after a game. Which, look, is fine. I went into that with noble intentions of being like, okay,
No.
let's talk.
Let's be careful about how much
Let's
of that
talk.
we talk about.
No. Let's talk about the football. And then people would come and they'd get angry for the sake of being angry, or they'd come and say stupid shit and I couldn't get rid of it, or it'd be something where people would just clip it up and it would be a meme, and people wouldn't actually come to talk about football.
Yeah.
People would just come to laugh or to just get angry.
Blood.
And look, I'm not. Look, I guarantee there were some people there who didn't do that. Jordan, prime example of somebody who would come after games. Cameron, two guys that I can off the top of my head that I was quite close with, that we've spoken about this at length about. But saying stuff like this is like, and Nico obviously as well, and Jake. But it's like there's loads of people who'd come and make a point, but you just know it'd be full of hot air. And they'd be saying stuff like this, and I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, talk about the football. Don't actually go out there and say stupid shit. Like, if you're angry, fine, but...
Well, I think that's the thing. I mean, like, look, it's... People say things, and it's just there forever now. Mm-hmm. Like, so this guy's tweeted this stuff. I don't know this guy. I don't know if he's got a history of this stuff. I don't know if he was just angry at the... I mean, I don't know why he's angry at Mount. He scored.
Right.
Worldie as well, by the way.
Like, he scored a
Great goal.
worldie. Like, it's...
And he's one of our hardest workers. Like,
Yeah,
there are some times where it's like, okay, forget even the fact that you've used an insult at him, which is frankly fucking pathetic as your dig deep for an insult. But it doesn't make sense. As you said, Mount scored. Like, okay,
played well.
if him being a rent boy means he's going to score every game, rent away.
Yeah.
Literally, rent away.
Rent boys score a lot.
Yeah.
Should we stop saying rent boy?
Please stop. No, but
It's
yeah, it's like
ridiculous.
it's a point where I feel that it just needs people as content creators. You know, there's a reason why people don't take some fan channels seriously,
Yes.
and it's stuff like this. And this is from somebody who ran a fan channel. Like, it's something where I will, like I said right at the top of this, I will always appreciate what they're there to do. I always appreciate
To give the fans a voice.
to give the fans
But I
a voice.
think
But some people take the piss.
No, hang on. But it's kind of like, look, this is you're giving the fans a voice, but some of the fans are assholes. Like, I think that's 40,000 people in a stadium. There's a lot of them are going to be assholes with just talking absolute shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like there's not a racism problem in football. There's a racism problem in society.
Correct.
And there's a
homophobia
representation
problem
of
in
that,
society,
or
yeah.
homophobia problem. Problems in society have the same. You'll have the same problems in any niche or any sort
Yeah.
of tribe.
Right on.
Yeah.
So look, it's
an
gonna have
ugly side of
it's
the
not, It's
game.
not going to go away.
Nope.
Twitter might clamp down on it. As
Well,
they-
the
as
page
they
has
have,
been
yeah.
removed.
It needs to. Twitter is a toxic platform.
Well, they removed the page.
I know, but it's like, put it this way, it might be Terry's removed it, but it's a case of, look, for me, it's hit the point. I barely interact on Twitter because I just put my point out there now, and I put my phone down, and I only interact with the people that I follow because I know I can have a conversation with them. And people say, oh, why aren't people more interactive? It's because of stuff like this. It's because people say stupid shit, and it means that people who want to develop a platform and want to have a conversation can't do it because they don't want to engage with idiocy and just stupidity. And if it means, look, if I'm responding to someone I know, and then there's somebody I don't know says a really valid point, like one guy here said, you know, Like, why don't you just use the block button? I don't want to live in a bubble. I don't want to live in an echo chamber where everyone says the same thing, because I'm not going to learn anything doing that. But
And also, you probably do need to call this stuff out when you see it. Just go like, mate, why are you...
I mean, the fact that this is even being questioned.
Someone said, is that even a homophobic slur?
Yes.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of see where they're coming from with that, because you're just saying someone's a prostitute doesn't mean that there's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I know it's got malice intentions, but I get it.
Look, I think, just look, people just need this. It's one of the reasons Twitter's like a toxic platform. You speak to any social media producer, anybody who works on the platform, everybody hates Twitter, hates it, and it's good for certain things, but if there was an option for me to never use Twitter.
There is, bro.
No, but there's not, because I have because of my job I have to use it, and I do find some fantastic things on Twitter, some hilarious stuff. The video Nico just saw of me slapping my hand on my face because someone said
that was good.
Use your hand to cover your mouth when you something else. Basically, it's no. I
know how bad that sounds.
But yeah, like it's. Yeah, for fuck's sake. Basically, look, Twitter, I think it's a good platform, but it just needs a lot of work done to it. Like, when someone you do see some great stuff on there. It's a great place to find stuff, but unfortunately, people are just just take the piss?
Fuck it. What was our prediction for how many points we'd be on by the end of this month? Because we did that, didn't we?
We did.
And we said it was going to be a recurring segment.
Yeah,
Have we got all that?
We said we'd pod every week as well.
We do.
Shut up, Mooch.
No, it is coming. We'll get better. So we've gone. I got it right for Brighton. I nailed it. We won 3-1.
What did I put?
So we all won.
We all got
on
a point for that.
Liverpool, I lost. I said we'd lose. You said we lose. Nico said we'd. Mooch said we'd draw. And then we all said we beat West Brom 2-0.
So 1 point apiece.
I was closer with Liverpool.
Can I get 2 points because I actually got the score right?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to say no as well.
So we've all got a point for the first game. So 1-1-1. Louis and I picked up a point. So 2-2-1.
What? On the...
Yeah, for the Liverpool game, we both called that we'd lose.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Did
you called the draw. Yeah, I said we'd lose 3-1.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, no, so that's that.
So 2-2-1, and then the last game we all got wrong. So current score is 2-2-1. You want to keep track of that?
Yeah, I've got that. We'll get that in there.
Only because I'm losing.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting. I mean, we need to do the next month, don't we, really?
Yeah. So let's do that now. What are the games you've got coming up, and what are we calling? Mooch 1.
What, Palace?
Okay, Palace. I think is it at our place or is it theirs?
I think it's. I don't
Bring it
know.
up. Multitasking.
Nick, Mooch is getting it.
All right.
It's at home.
Jamie, can you pull that off?
It's at home. Not that it matters, really.
It's okay. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
Palace have been playing well.
Yes. Palace have been playing well, and Zaha's looking very dangerous at the moment.
They're kind of a bogey team. 4-1.
So Mooch's going 4-1. Nico, what are you going?
Oh, Palace at home. I'm gonna say 3-1. No, bullshit. 1-0.
Cool. Next game.
Southampton at home.
I'm gonna go 3-1 win.
2-1.
Mooch.
I would say 2-0.
Really? Get a clean sheet. Are you feeling all right?
I just called it.
Getting a clean sheet. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah.
I just think in 3 weeks' time.
So throughout October, then we've got Palace, we've got Southampton. Who else do we have?
We've got United.
We're going to lose that.
Nope. At United at home or away?
Away.
We're going to lose that.
I'm going to lose that.
And then Burnley away.
I'm going to go 2-1 United.
Oh.
Where you going, Nico?
1-1.
Mooch is going to say we're going to win 7-0 or something, isn't he?
Who against United?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a 2-2 draw.
Ooh, high-scoring game.
Yeah, I think it will. They'll probably have signed Sancho by then.
Another player to free Paul Pogba. And what was that? Burnley, yeah? At Burnley.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And we seem to do all right up there, to be fair. Do you know what? Based on previous, I'm going 4-1 Chelsea.
Jesus. 2-1.
I'm going to 2-1 as well, I think.
Cool. Okay, so obviously leave your predictions down in the comments section below if you agree with that. And now, I think, just to wrap up the show, we obviously got Tottenham. As it's either going to be, it's probably, Tottenham tomorrow as we record this in the Carabao Cup. We obviously touched on it briefly at the very top of the show, talking about how basically that oh hello, it's a big train going over the top of the road now. That's probably
Ghost Mourinho.
It's either that or it's Edouard Mendy pushing a train from Cobham with his long arms. But yeah, obviously going against Tottenham, you were saying that Mourinho's come out in the press conference and said it's going to be a weakened Tottenham side. Should we just go through what our predictions are going to be?
I think because they're playing a Europa game on Thursday, which is worth a lot more money to them. So I don't know if, and is Son out or something like that?
Son apparently is out with an injury, a significant one as
Yeah.
well. But they've still got Harry Kane. Gareth Bale apparently could be surprisingly fit and ready to go against
Oh,
us.
shit.
So you could have Gareth Bale, Moura, and Harry Kane.
That's scary.
That is
That
scary.
is actually scary.
I bet. Do you know one thing? I bet Gareth Bale, right? He's wearing the number 9 shirt. I bet you he must be proper annoyed that Eric Lamela wouldn't give up the number 11, who never plays. He's like, I want my number 11 shirt back.
No.
Nope.
Well, I think if Tottenham really gave a fuck, they would have said, right, Lamela, you're not having the 11 shirt.
Is it maybe it's because of mid-season? Maybe they can't actually.
Oh,
swap
maybe, yeah.
This is just a season-long loan, isn't it?
It's
Also, if you is Gareth Bale only on loan?
It's a season-long loan with Real Madrid covering half the wages, with an option to extend the loan, which would take Gareth Bale to the end of his Real Madrid contract, meaning that Tottenham would get him on a free. It's really good business, to be fair, by them. Like, really good business.
And he's such a
And he
great
didn't
player.
go United. Did United want him?
Yeah, United. United did get a lot of their targets. United wanted Spurs.
I mean, to be honest, going back to sort of taking it a bit far, at least this guy's not round Lampard's house with some flares outside, like the United fans with Woodward.
Really?
Did you not see this?
I didn't see it,
This is a
no.
while ago, but United fans went to Woodward's house with a little flares.
Oh my God.
Am I making this
Up
up?
north.
That's mental. I mean,
too
I'm
far,
not gonna lie. Ed Woodward has been a horrible chief executive. He has been awful.
Human
at
being,
his
human life, leave him alone.
job. Yeah, no. I mean,
United fans attacked. This was
they attacked his house.
with flares.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
That's mad. That is taking it way too far. But I think
You can't attack someone's house because they're bad at their
I
job.
don't know the transfers that he's fucked up.
You
No, I'm
can't
joking.
attack someone's house
I-
because they're
he's-
bad
he's-
at their job.
I mean, was it Sergio Reguilon that they wanted? Spurs got him. They wanted Gareth Bale.
Has
Spurs
Spurs
got him.
got Reguilon?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh wow, they're tasty side dish now. I mean, Mourinho's been backed.
Yep.
He still wants another
More than
centre back. in the
Pochettino
DM.
was, to be fair.
I feel bad for Poch, but I think
Yeah.
there was a staleness there that it wasn't going to work in the end.
Yeah, I think after a certain time, I mean, I think after losing the Champions League final, it was
It was done.
yeah.
Curtains, yeah,
Fairy tale over.
it's mad. But I think this game is going to be very interesting.
Dele Alli going is going to be interesting.
I think it's overdue, to be honest.
I don't think
I
he's gonna go.
really rate him, or at least I used to. But I mean, he hasn't really had a great season for a while now.
No,
2-3
but I
years
like
back,
that.
he was amazing.
Well,
Oh
he's
yeah,
a
yeah.
Tottenham player. Where do you think he's going to go?
Dele Alli,
Yeah.
back to MK Dons.
I think he'll go to AFC Wimbledon just to annoy the
No,
MK Dons fans. I said
Where
SC
do you
Dons.
think he's actually going to go? Do you think he's going to
PSG was one that was touted, wasn't it? I don't think he'll go PSG.
I
think
could
that'd be
see him
pointless.
playing somewhere in Germany, like a Dortmund or a Leipzig. I could see that.
He's too big a player for Dortmund or Leipzig. He's not.
Dortmund? What? Is it bigger than Haaland?
No,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
no. Wait, he's not like Haaland, Sancho. You look at Leipzig, some of the players they signed.
Hazard.
No, but yeah, Thorgan Hazard. They weren't household names.
Thorgan, I don't know, mate. He's played for Belgium.
Yeah,
at World Cup level. He's a pretty
he-
massive name.
He's a massive name. He's a big player, but he's not top tier level marketing tool.
Neither's
for
Dele Alli.
Boohoo.com with a
Neither's
bloody...
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli's a massive marketing tool.
Bah.
Mate, he's a Dele Alli's a big player. I think he's one of the. That's why PSG are touted. Real Madrid would potentially apparently looking at him as part of the swap deal for Gareth Bale. You know, he if he goes to a club, it'll be a bigger club. And I think Leipzig, again, good side. I'm not slating them. Dortmund, obviously, a better side than Tottenham, but they're not.
I think he'd
a
do great
household
at
name.
Dortmund. He'd be great at Dortmund.
Who would he take out of the team for him? You've got Thorgan Hazard in the 10.
Who says you have to
Götze
take
in
him
the
out
10.
of the team?
Well,
Squad player.
Oh, he's
not
not
going
going to go
loan
for a
to be
squad player.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. It's like it's something where.
Well,
that'd be
is
interesting.
he starting? How much?
Why
is
is
he?
he?
starting for
Why
Spurs
is he
at the
being
moment?
booted? Is it because of his training? Was it part of that? Because you got an insight with the All or Nothing documentary.
Well, apparently he has been known to have a bit of a dodgy attitude. But
Shock horror.
yeah,
You can kind of tell that.
yeah, but he's still a good player.
I don't
think
know,
he-
mate. I think he was a good player.
He's a
He
great
hasn't-
second striker.
He's
Yeah,
23.
he hasn't been good for a while.
He's 23. He's
Yeah.
21. He's someone who played amazingly for like 2-3 years at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
He said he felt like his body was nearly 30. So he played nearly every game. He could be a little bit burnt out, which means that he does need a bit an extended
So,
rest.
Squad player.
So yeah, but he's not going to move to be a squad player. He's not going to do that. Like it just wouldn't make sense. I think he'll play against us because he didn't play in the last game. I
This
think
is
we'll
all
see him.
hypothetical at the end of the day. None of us fucking know.
No, exactly. But yes, I think you'll see Dele Alli. I think he'll go with the back five.
We didn't talk about the Barnsley game, did we?
I mean, we touched on it. It was like 6-0. Expected. Do you know what I mean?
Havertz hat-trick. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, great play from him.
Will do wonders for his confidence
That's
because
what
he
I-
looked
yeah.
a bit frail.
And you see that guy like gassing up the 1-2 with him and Callum Hudson-Odoi. Like someone would put on this Twitter thing going, "This is what training and hard work." So this is a 1-2, mate.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got an assist. He's racking up these goal involvements
And fantasy points.
and fantasy. I'm not involved with that shit.
Because didn't you say it makes you like a horrible person?
It just
Because
ruins the game. I kind of like it's so like, you know,
I don't care that much about it. I just have fun with it.
I just
I
have fun
can't
with
do
it.
something and just be like, ah, and then
I was top 10 in the world in 15-16 season for 1 week. I was quite proud of myself with that. All those
Top 10 in the world.
Top 10 in the world I got.
in the world.
Sometimes even I'm amazed at my own genius.
Easy,
No, is that
Jezza.
Jeremy Clarkson?
Clarkson. Top gear.
But
in the world.
but yeah, what a man.
Speed, power.
I love this. It's just another tangent. Just
Yeah.
We're going through the Spurs preview. Should we just talk about Jeremy Clarkson for a minute? He's a Chelsea fan as well. You're making me do it now.
Didn't he name his dog Didier?
Yeah.
I don't see a problem. I mean, the problem was apparently because his dog was black, but my dog is black and I called him Zola. It doesn't mean like you're naming the
Cultural
dog.
reappropriation.
No, it doesn't
Mooch.
mean just because your dog is a certain color doesn't
Exactly,
mean it's like
exactly.
cool. I want to get a Doberman and have Didier Dogba
Didier Dogba.
To be fair, Amy Christopher's is
and a bulldog called Frank.
Bulldog called Frank. I'm getting a bulldog and I'm calling him Alan. And then get another one, call it Steve.
Alan.
So I can read out.
Alan.
Alan. Oh
Alan.
no, it's
Steve.
make sure they look really similar. Oh no, it's Steve. Steve, come here.
Surely if you get a bulldog,
Partridge
you want to
got,
call him Churchill.
Partridge got a gold a statue outside Norwich.
I saw that. That's amazing. Ha ha! I love Alan Partridge.
Oh, yes.
He's so good.
Oh, yeah.
But the first time I saw him was Alan Partridge Alpha Papa, which obviously wasn't Prime Partridge. And then I saw, knowing me, knowing you, I love Alan. Alan Partridge is the best. He's not David Brent, but he's a very close second.
No, great character.
David Brent is the best character. But yeah, I mean, back
that
to
note.
actually talking about the Tottenham game, gents.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I think look,
Mourinho loves the League Cup.
Yes.
he does.
He loves to get a trophy under his belt as soon as he can. And if he did get a trophy under his belt for Spurs,
It's quite something.
they'd probably build a statue for him.
Can you imagine? I don't know how would you feel about that? After all he did with us,
I
he has a
have no
statue at
problem.
Tottenham
I
Hotspur.
have no
problem.
issue with it.
I
I
have no
love
problem.
Jose Mourinho. I always will.
He's just a human being, man.
Yeah.
What do you expect him to do? Go to Tottenham and go,
No.
yeah, I fucking hate this club, but please pay my extortionate wages
Right.
still. Like he's just like it's not like he's a mercenary. He's just a professional
doing a job and doing the best he can and trying to be paid for it. This is again this fucking tribalism we have in football. I just don't get it. It's like put it down to what? So maybe you worked in Tesco. Oh, fuck Sainsbury's. Like, what are we doing? Like, if Sainsbury's are going to pay man more money, go work at Sainsbury's.
Sorry, I've just got this image of Sainsbury's and Tesco Ultras going to fight each other like the street.
Call that a club card.
But we'll join together if Waitrose come around.
Nectar!
Trolleys flying everywhere.
But you get what I mean?
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
I just kind of think it's kind of like there's very little loyalty in football anymore. Like, and also,
What does loyalty even mean in football? You've said it perfectly. It's a man doing a job.
Yeah,
doing a job as well as he can
it's-
and being paid for it.
like,
That's it.
As fans, you kind of when someone's on your team, you grow an affinity for them. Do you know what I mean? Like look at the way in which Courtois and Hazard left.
Hazard, I don't have an issue with. Courtois can do one.
This is the point. This is exactly what we're saying.
What was it?
No, I didn't have an issue with him going to Real. Shit, man. If I'm a football player and Real Madrid come calling, fuck loyalty. I'm going. That is officially, unabashedly, the biggest club in the world.
Nah, mate, if Chelsea and Real Madrid came calling,
No,
obviously I'd
fuck
have
it,
Chelsea,
sorry.
you know what I mean?
Real all day long. To say in my career that I've, there are certain things I believe you want to do as a footballer. Play for one of, if not the biggest club in the world.
Yeah,
they are, fact, win a Champions League and win a World Cup. Come on.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, like, the way that
It was the way he went about it. I didn't like it. I don't, zero problem with him going to Real. None. He was an elite goalkeeper, an elite club came calling. I'm not saying we're not an elite club. They are more elite. There's no fucking questioning this. Right? Yeah. That doesn't make me less of a fan. Real are a bigger club than us. You disagree
100%,
with that?
100%.
I don't know what to tell you. They came calling. It was Hazard left in a way that I was like, I get it.
Well, he kind of played it well, didn't he? He kind of didn't say anything. And
he didn't stir the pot. And, people were angry that he kissed the badge. It's like, they make every player do that at Real. It's like in their fucking contract, you must kiss the badge at your press unveiling. I had no issue with that. Courtois is a little fucking snake.
The Real fans...
I feel so bad for Hazard
when they got Hazard there, when they go, we want Mbappe. When they call like that.
I mean, that's...
Queremos Kylian.
Yeah, I think they were...
Would you take Hazard back?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Could you see a Gareth Bale-esque move for Eden
In a
Hazard?
fucking heartbeat, I'd take him back. He's one of
having
the best players on the planet. Why is this a question? It's like people saying, Bale's not that good. I'm like, again, if you think that, don't really know how to help you. Bale is one of the best players on the fucking planet. Just because he's been sidelined by Zidane because of personal grievances.
Wales Golf Madrid is the best.
I'm sorry, do you not remember? And people are, that's one game. It's like he fucking steps up when it matters. His Champions League final, what he did to Inter Milan when he was playing for Tottenham, and those are just two brilliant instances I can think off the top of my head. Gareth Bale is a fucking world-class all-star. I would have him in my team any day of the week, ahead of any one of our fucking wingers right now.
No.
It wouldn't even...
What? Really?
Who?
Gareth Bale, I think he got taken off for Wales. He's not in the prime that he was.
Yeah, but he's still...
He could deliver it, but he could also just be past it.
Could be. I'd take a fucking gamble on it.
Yeah, I'd take a gamble, but I'm not sure he'd start over Pulisic.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, I'm talking form here.
No, I hear that. I'm a massive Christian Pulisic fan. Massive. I've said this on pod repeatedly. Like, for me, he should be one of the first names on the sheet because he's so goddamn good. He really has got the ability to be the heir apparent to Eden Hazard. I believe that. Come at me if you disagree. That's fine. Bale, on his day, is on another playing field to every single player in our team.
Bale's arguably
I agree
one
with
of the best wingers.
But it remains to be seen if he's still got it. But I would certainly try.
What I'm saying is, for someone who basically hasn't played competitive football, like for a prolonged period of time for the last year,
sure,
who, in a Wales game, in an international game, got taken off. It was abysmal.
Yes.
Recently.
Yes.
And lack of match sharpness was obvious there.
Sure.
Then I don't know. And also someone who's suffered with a lot of injuries is playing more golf than football.
But so what you've just said there, that's exactly the reason why I would take a stab at him, because I believe he's got the ability.
That worked when we had Falcao, not
Gonzalo Higuain, Falcao,
yeah.
Alexandre Pato. I think
I
Chelsea just have a curse with
riddled
number
with-
Bale,
8s.
better than both of them.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, fine, but it's kind of once players are on that sort of
I don't know.
downwards spiral or past that peak,
I
we've
don't know
got a
if he-
history of just throwing them off a
He's-
cliff.
I don't
Because
know
the
if he's
press-
past his peak,
The
mate.
pressure that will come when he comes to Chelsea will be different to what
But
he
he's,
has
but
at Tottenham.
He's
For
not,
sure.
yeah, but he's not going to Chelsea. He's going to Tottenham, and he's
he's
going
go-
to
he's-
score against us tomorrow. I can just feel it. If
He's
he
going to
plays.
be
He's gonna
fucking brilliant,
bang
mate.
now.
Unless he gets injured and crocked, which can happen. He is injury prone.
Just throw a lot of
If
golf
this-
balls. Just-
Look, if the stars align and he does stay fit and he gets the most important thing you said was the lack of match sharpness. That's applicable to any sport. You're out the ring for a while as a boxer, you lose that sharpness. That goes without saying. Once he gets that sharpness back, and if he stays fit, which I appreciate can be a big if, he's terrifying.
Yeah,
He is a terrifying player.
I agree. But I see your point as well. We will see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But I mean, what we'll do.
I wish him the best, to be honest, because I don't want a player like that
Yeah,
to
no.
have a
He's-
career
From Wednesday
that,
onwards.
Yeah, Wednesday onwards.
From Wednesday onwards. But no, just looking at him as, a player who we'll look back on in 20, 30 years' time when we're all much older. You'll be dead according to your fucking stats with your middle age thing. But no, that's you, mate, not me. But look, I'd like to look back and think of some of the great players which we've had a chance to watch in our time. Obviously, you've got your Ronaldos and Messis who will always be at the top of that list. But I'd really like to think we're going to remember the likes of Eden Hazard. We're going to remember the likes of Gareth Bale. I'd like them to be in that conversation. Kylian Mbappe, who I hope...
Mbappe will be in that conversation.
You say that, right? There have been plenty of young players who haven't had a career that spanned 10 plus or 15 plus years. They peak early and then they vanish into nothingness. It happens.
And you've got players who burst onto the scene at 28 and like Jamie Vardy.
Right, there you go. What was it? Fleetwood Town he came from, and then broke Ruud van Nistelrooy's Premier League scoring record game after game.
Here's an
Mental.
interesting question then on that with Jamie Vardy. I saw this.
Do you think if he went to Arsenal because remember he had the photos taken of him in? Do you reckon he'd have done well? Or
Yeah,
do you reckon-
I do. I really do. I think he's exactly the sort of player he would have done well at Arsenal.
He's the same as to that point. I would say he's the same as Aubameyang, and yeah, he would have done well at Arsenal.
Exactly.
But I think a different team around at that point. But here's an interesting question. Obviously, he's closed in heavily on Didier Drogba's scoring record, and people have been comparing the pair of them as the strikers they are. I think it's a pretty open and shut case, in my opinion, but I think there is a case for it. Who is the more elite striker? The man who stopped a civil war and scored in loads of finals, or Jamie Vardy?
Neither. Thierry Henry. Simple answer, I'm afraid, mate. He's the best striker who's ever been in the Premier
Didn't
League
do anything
in my
in finals.
lifetime.
Didn't do anything in
Don't
finals.
care. He's the best player the Premier League's ever had in my time.
Alan Shearer.
No.
Shearer was phenomenal.
Shearer was incredible, and that scoring record isn't a fluke. Natural ability, I've never seen a player in the Premier League like Henry. I've never seen a player like that when I've watched him live. I've never seen a player... He could pass the ball to himself and overtake players, for fuck's sake. And everyone knew what his game was. He's on the left, he's going to cut in, he's going to go far post. You couldn't fucking stop it, though.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable.
Yeah.
Henry, on his day, was
phenomenal.
unfucking playable. To speak to every great elite defender in the Premier League, Rio, John, even Ricardo Carvalho, they were all like, I don't like playing against Jamie Carragher too. I don't like playing against Henry. They couldn't figure him out.
Okay, but out of those two, the question didn't involve...
Well, yeah, it's a different question.
Drogba and Vardy, Drogba all day long.
Yeah, I mean, look, Vardy's probably a more prolific goal scorer, but the goals that Drogba is a captain.
Yeah,
he will save you as many goals as he scores you as many goals.
Yeah. He'll rally the troops. And he'll be there. For
he
the
won
big
us the
game.
Champions League.
He really did.
He won us the Champions
League. He really
League.
did. That was literally cometh the hour, cometh the man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what?
34.
Yeah, it's like, you know
Was
what?
he 34 something like
We're
that?
playing Bayern in their
35, I
stadium. Fuck you. My time, my goal, my cup. He literally stepped up and said, I don't give a fuck who you are. This is my time.
Yeah.
And to have balls of steel like that, and that was not a weak Bayern team.
No,
that
no,
was
it
a
was a strong
terrifyingly good Bayern
We
Munich team.
completely fluked that
We did.
Champions League.
But yeah.
I mean,
But it was overdue.
I would say, gents, that is definitely a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
When undoubtedly football stops and we go into lockdown, so we need to save that and we can do a full podcast on the Champions League final.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, let's just go. I think pretty much
Predictions for Tottenham.
Yeah, predictions for Tottenham. Lineups, score. Nico, you go first.
I am going to say, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say 3-2 Chelsea.
Ooh, Mooch. What's your lineup, by the way?
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, Mitch.
Mendy in goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reece James at right back.
Yep.
I want Tomori to start, but that's not happening. So Christensen and Thiago Silva.
God, I don't want
Not what I
Christensen
want.
to play.
Not what I
Ben
want.
Chilwell's fit, so he'll probably...
If Ben Chilwell's fit, Ben Chilwell.
If not Emerson. Oh, no, Aspilicueta, sorry, at left back.
In an ideal world, but he'll probably go with Alonso.
We didn't talk about this Alonso fiasco. I haven't seen this Athletic article that Alonso, Frank Lampard called him out in front of the team because Alonso didn't watch the game in the stands and went to the coach and watched it there.
Alonso's time at Chelsea is done. I think just after when I've noticed this, when Frank Lampard pulls a player off at half time, they don't play again, at least for a considerable amount of time. The only reason Emerson played against Barnsley is because of squad rotation.
The only reason I think Mendy wouldn't start in goal could be because Caballero is kind of favoured in the Carabao Cup, so maybe Caballero, but it would also be a good way to get Mendy into
I put Mendy in against
I think what might happen is it would be Caballero starting and Mendy on the bench, and maybe we'll see them in the second half.
Midfield, I think he's probably going to go Kovacic, Kante,
Didn't
Jorginho.
Kovacic get pulled off?
Kovacic didn't have a good game. Jesus.
So
Which is weird because he's been brilliant in the last few months.
Is he gonna be rewarded with a start, or is it gonna be?
He'll start Loftus-Cheek. I think he'll rotate.
You think he'll start Loftus-Cheek?
I think he'll rotate.
I think he's got to, because this is the. You've got to, if players haven't performed on the weekend, you're not going to reward them with another start. If players are training well, you've got to put them in.
So then Callum Hudson-Odoi should be starting by that.
Maybe he will start. Maybe that will.
So it should be Hudson-Odoi, Havertz,
Werner Abraham.
Abraham shouldn't start.
Abraham's been good, but we can't have two strikers because we're out of positions now. That's 12 players.
I disagree.
I meant Werner on the left.
Oh, Werner on the
I
left.
think
So Havertz
Abraham has been. He scored the winning goal.
No,
obviously, which
Havertz,
means he might play.
Werner.
Joe Havertz, Werner. Okay.
He scored the winning goal, but in that game he was nowhere to be seen.
Something I
was
spotted,
playing with 10 men.
His link-up play with Werner looks quite good.
Yeah, it did in other games. I thought he looked awful against West Brom. He
had-
scored an important goal because he was there at the right
chance that
time.
he should have put away.
Also, does Giroud not love scoring against Tottenham?
I would start Giroud. Giroud needs to start this game.
But then,
Have
so
to start
who's
Giroud.
dropping then? Werner?
I'd start Werner. I'd rest Mount. I'd rest Abraham. I'd go Werner on the left. I'd go Giroud down the middle.
Callum
and
has
I'd
to
go
play.
Callum
If
on
we're
the
talking
right.
about form, Callum
Callum
has
has
to play.
go. My team is. I mean, a 3-back works against Spurs. We've not seen that on both occasions last season, but I think Lampard, as we've seen and we've spoken about, he likes to clearly take the game to the opposition now. That's what he wants to do. That's how he wants to play football. He wants to be fearless, and I appreciate that. Sometimes it's not the best move, but, sometimes he's that.
It's something you have to go balls to the wall to get to that point.
Exactly. So I think he'll go.
What's your score prediction for it?
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1.
I'll go Mendy in goal. I think he'll rotate. I think he'll start Chilwell. I think he'll put in Tomori with Thiago Silva to get more minutes in the tank for Silva. Right back, I will go Reece James. DM, I would go with Kante, and I think I'll rotate Jorginho in, which could be interesting. And then I'd put in Loftus-Cheek. Again, case rotation. I think he's not been great, but, minutes and minutes. Which I think at this point is still, even though it is Tottenham, I think that there is still going to be an element of that thought process. Taking tribalism out of it, genuinely just trying to put myself in Lampard's shoes. He's going to want to win the game, but he's going to want to rotate because we've got other games coming. Left wing, Werner. I'll go Giroud up top, and I'll go Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right.
The same team as me then.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't think any of that is going to happen.
No.
But yeah, look, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I think it's going to be important. I guess we'll be watching it. Should we watch it together? Can we do that? Or are you busy tomorrow?
I'm going down to pick up my dog from my mum's.
Oh,
Zola.
Zola. What a legend. Can Zola be on the pod next week again?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Zola.
Yeah, Zola.
Zola.
Baller. Zola is, by the way, the best dog ever.
He is.
Yep.
Because it actually...
Mooch. Yep, my dog.
It actually made me visible to women. That was, that was probably the
Get
favourite
your
thing about
photos
the
in
dog.
for Tinder.
But yeah, I mean, look, that's...
You have too, haven't you? Have you got a photo of you and Zola on
I
your Tinder
didn't get a
profile?
picture of me and Zola,
Ladies,
no.
his profile here. It's not coming up, is it?
No, it's not. So...
What was your tweet about something about...
We'll
You
talk
said-
we'll talk about that off camera. I don't want to
Okay,
talk about that
fair
on camera. But yeah, guys, listen. If you enjoyed the pod, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thank you
Yes.
very much for watching. Mooch,
Didn't
you
do
wanna
my school prediction, but I don't
Sorry,
care.
Mooch. No,
I
sorry. No,
I
no.
don't care.
No, sorry.
Mooch, score prediction.
Score prediction. Go. Swear it now.
It'll be 1-0
Okay, cool. And then
To who?
to Chelsea.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Do the sign off then, bitch. Sorry, love you,
Cool.
Mooch.
Right. I've been Mooch. This has been Nico and this heavy bag. And this has been a Chelsea Echo podcast, a bit of a longer edition than usual. If you've enjoyed this, do hit subscribe, tap like, tickle that bell, which means the notification bell.
It's here.
The bell.
We're here
Bell.
whenever Chelsea win. And if we lose, then we forget to do the pod.
No.
It might be more regular, it might not be. We might
No,
even get the audio up
It's,
on,
yeah,
on
it
so
has,
you can listen
yeah,
to it.
We are going to make this more regular. This is definitely a conversation which we will be having probably.
Thank you
now.
for watching. We do appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts if you wanna us to tackle any topics. List them in the comments below, and Louis will read them. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's it. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Are we going to do it? Was just once a week. We tried to do a game preview and all that, and it just went to shit.
Once a week's good.
Yeah, I think
We'll
once a week is
we'll
about
plan this
right.
out. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you later.
Bye, guys.